This baby is too miserable, because I didn't cry at birth. The nurse raised the scalpel. It stabbed him hard. Far more than just this baby was killed. Nurses seem to be possessed. Will cover the scalpel again and again. Parents are so anxious that they smash the door crazily. But the nurse had already killed 11 babies in the nursery in the blink of an eye. Wait until the door is finally opened. The nurse committed suicide in front of everyone's eyes. The police quickly arrived at the scene. One of the police officers was holding a crib and crying heartrendingly. This is his newborn son. He hasn't even had time to hug his big lost son, and the pain hasn't subsided yet. My wife couldn't bear the blow either. Passed away. The killer has committed suicide. Gave the police no chance to solve the case, because they couldn't even find a motive for the crime. 5 years have passed in a blink of an eye. A 9-year-old boy with a gun flipped into kindergarten, killed all the children and teachers on the spot, and then he sat by the wall, shot himself. How similar it all is to 5 years ago, and this case seems like a signal. Then strange things continue to happen in a natatorium. The children are undergoing swimming training. Suddenly, a cleaning lady is covered in high-voltage wires all over her body, walking towards the swimming pool with an eerie expression. Coach feels strange, wanted to step forward and block it, but was electrocuted directly. Then, and hold onto the high-voltage wire tightly, jump into the swimming pool without hesitation. I died with the children. Actually, it's not difficult to see. Every time the killer is controlled by something, and the targets are all children. But what is the purpose of the mastermind behind the scenes? Everyone is puzzled. Because the case is bizarre, the Superior dispatched supernatural experts to help. Experts immediately gained results, illuminated by special lighting. On the ceiling of the kindergarten, discovered a large number of palm prints. However, this can only prove that the culprit behind the scenes is non-human. The case is once again deadlocked. At this point, the mother of a victim provided a clue. He said, yesterday, a priest reminded him, tell him not to send the child swimming. But he didn't pay any attention to it. As a result, his child was also killed. It seems that this priest must know something. The police began to make every effort to search for the priest. Unexpectedly, there was news the next day. The priest kidnapped a mother and son at the entrance of a shopping mall. Pay attention to this man. The backpack behind him is full of explosives. He walked into the mall, pressed the remote control. This is the third suicide attack in a week. The police quickly arrived at the scene. After statistics, the most casualties this time are still children. A survivor told Dajuan. Before the explosion occurred, a priest stole a child. The priest is from the children's church. Besides, they also got a clue, the child who was robbed by the priest. This child has appeared at several previous crime scenes. Every time he was lucky enough to avoid a crisis, and even the priests have appeared before. Dajuan arrived at the children's church with experts. This place is already dilapidated. It seems like no one has been here for a long time. There are still some strange spells left on the wall. Suddenly, a strange sound came. The crib behind me moved a bit, knocked open a door. Dajuan and experts pushed the door in. There is a foul smell pervading inside, and the source of the odor turned out to be a dilapidated statue of Jesus. Dajuan is about to come forward and check. Statue. But suddenly it moved. The two of them were startled. At this moment, the statue actually spoke up. He told Dajuan, just help him kill the priest and the child. He can be resurrected. Dajuan's deceased wife and children. Experts see that this statue is not in good condition. I was just trying to persuade Dajuan not to worry, but Dajuan had already seen his wife holding the child, watching the child in swaddling clothes. Dajuan, where is there still reason to think? For the past 5 years, he misses his wife and children every moment. They didn't notice that the statue behind them broke free from blessings. Fortunately, the experts responded quickly. Open your eyes and take a few shots. Crushed the statue to pieces. Here, the baby in Dajuan's arms has turned into a pile of carrion. Dajuan loses son. Make Dajuan feel extremely sad and angry. He vented all his anger on the expert. Watching experts die soon. The priest experienced a corona in time. Wait for Dajuan to wake up. Finally learned the truth from the priest's mouth. The child who survived several major disasters was the reincarnated demon of Jesus. To prevent Jesus from reincarnating and growing up, created a murder case. The nurse who suddenly went crazy, and the 9-year-old boy in kindergarten, and there are also cleaners, aunties and backpackers. They are all manipulated by demons. The reason why Jesus' reincarnation always avoids, it's because the priest is secretly helping. The reincarnation of Jesus is still very weak. Everyone is planning to transfer him to a safe place. Can you walk? Dajuan suddenly behaves strangely. Sure enough, he's already possessed by demons. The priest took out the cross to resist, but the small cross's effect is very weak. Quickly unable to suppress the priest, let everyone tie the big man to the cross, fill the room with spells, and then hold his hands together. Start the exorcism ceremony. Unfortunately, demon magic is powerful, unexpectedly controlling the cross to float. A strong man who breaks free from constraints grasped the boy's mother by the neck. Watching my mother die, the priest walked over with his hands covered in blood. He pressed his hand on the big forehead, reciting a spell in one's mouth. The rune on the body flickers. The priest sucks the demon inside Dajuan's body into his own body. Demons are unwilling to be suppressed. Desperately trying to backfire, the priest knows he can't sustain himself for long. He began to burn his own life, using lifelong cultivation and soul to paint the land as a prison, seal the demon in the boulder. Finish all of this. The priest also abandoned and died. The great wisdom of restoring reason inherited the will of the priest, taking the boy, mother, and son to a safe city. He will always protect the boy when he grows up.